Welcome to What If Idaho, the home of 1,000 paths for those that embrace possibility. There's no better place to be if you're looking for that next career, or just exploring. Life is a wide open door, no matter your age. Here at Next Steps Idaho, you can research careers and training options that work for you, and start a dashboard to keep your plans moving forward, so you can route your path from what if to what is at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Our army of IdahoSports.com action photographers are covering games all over the state. And now we've revamped our galleries to make it even easier to find and order your favorite action shots. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click the Action Photos link in the menu.
Dear Detour, you asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong. Toyota Trucks.
Toyota, let's go places.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy. It takes courage and determination to do hard things. Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Always entertaining and occasionally controversial, the Treasure Valley Prep Green. The Treasure Valley Prepcast features the biggest stories happening in your area. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click Prepcasts in the menu to get caught up on what you've been missing, or check out each week's episode on the IdahoSports.com YouTube channel, Facebook page, or wherever you download podcasts.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships.
Welcome to What If Idaho, the home of 1,000 paths for those that embrace possibility. There's no better place to be if you're looking for that next career, or just exploring. Life is a wide open door, no matter your age. Here at Next Steps Idaho, you can research careers and training options that work for you, and start a dashboard to keep your plans moving forward, so you can route your path from what if to what is at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Thursday night football on Treasure Valley Game Night, live and free from Kuna. Treasure Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com is presented by Project Filter, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Valleywide Cooperative, Next Steps Idaho, your local Toyota dealer, and the Idaho Transportation Department. Tonight we are coming to you live from Kuna, Idaho, just about 20 miles outside of Boise and 30 miles outside of Eagle, where the visiting Mustangs are taking on the Kuna Cavemen. Alongside my broadcast partner, Zach White, my name is Lucas Gebhardt. Zach, a pair of unbeaten SIC schools here tonight. Kuna entering tonight with a 2-0 record, wins over Centennial and last week over Skyview. Eagle, a 1-0 record in an impressive win as well, as they took down Meridian. And that was a team that, obviously, Meridian, they went to the state championship last year. So both these teams riding high, undefeated. Here we go, week 3.
No, it's a great start for both teams here, as, again, you mentioned, 2 undefeated starts. And as a head coach for both teams, that's the way you always want to start a season. It starts out strong, and hopefully it leads to a strong season going forward. But tonight you want to focus on this great matchup, as, again, we have Eagle coming into Cuna's stadium as both teams try and stay undefeated.
And obviously the big storyline surrounding Eagle this year is one of their 2 quarterbacks that they run, and Davis Harson. The name should sound familiar to you, the son of former Boise State head coach Brian Harson. Funny thing about it, Davis Harson is going to go play college football at Idaho State next year, who is being run by the another son of a former Boise State head coach, and Cody Hawkins. Cody Hawkins, obviously at Idaho State. His son, Dan Hawkins, currently at UC Davis, former University of Colorado coach. Obviously, he was the coach for Boise State for a while as well. So the son of one coach recruiting the son of another. So Davis Harsin, we're going to see him tonight. He's going to be a number 18 and white as the two teams doing the coin toss out there at midfield. As they're wrapping it up, we'll let you know who gets the ball first. Looks like Eagle is going to get the ball first.
It's always impressive to see like how small the world is, and that you have the son of one former Boise State coach going to a school coached by the son of a different Boise State coach. It just shows that sports, not a huge world. You know, you got connections all around, and that goes for not just sports, but for everything. But it's really awesome to see that. And we're going to see the son of a former Boise State coach who I am a little familiar with playing a good amount tonight for Eagle.
Yeah, he's going to be one of two quarterbacks. The other two quarterback for Eagle is sophomore Austin Ramsey, 5'11", 180-pound sophomore. So you'll see two quarterbacks for Eagle. You will also likely see two quarterbacks for Kuna. You're going to see sophomore quarterback Jackson Edwards. He's the sophomore. And then you're going to see a freshman, 6', 175-pound Lino Senio.
Two young quarterbacks. You know, no upperclassmen, no juniors, no seniors to rely on. The one quarterback had left last year who was the starter, and now you got the two young guys going at it. Should be exciting.
One thing Kuna does have a lot of talent and a lot of experience at the receiver position. You have guys like Keyshawn Kelly, Luke Celto, Luke Snar, all seniors, as well as Colton Deathridge. He is a junior tight end. So to Eagle wearing their visiting whites. End over end kick goes towards the far side of the field. Here it comes from the 5. Take it straight up the numbers, tripped up, still on his feet across the 30, down to the 30, 45. A flag comes in, so we'll see if it stands. Returning the kick was Gavin Crawford, the junior for Eagle, but again, a flag sits at the 46. So we'll get our first flag of the night just underway. 8 seconds gone. We already have one flag here. And it is going to be a hold against the Mustangs. So that will negate most of what was gained on the opening kick. It'll push Eagle back to the 35-yard line, and the Mustangs will begin their drive from there.
Despite the holding call, that's actually pretty good field position to start the game at the 35. You know, a couple big plays, you're right at midfield and even in plus territory if you're Eagle.
It is Davis Harsin, the starting quarterback. He is in the game right now for Eagle in the shotgun. Trips to his right, single to his left on 1st and 10 for Eagle. Man in motion will empty out the backfield. Quick sling out to the flat is caught and then popped immediately at the 37-yard line. Noah Burnham, the receiver that time, he was the running back and he didn't go anywhere.
What a big hit by Kuna right there. Setting the foundation early and then setting the tone of this is how we're going to play tonight. We're both undefeated. We both want to show why we want to stay undefeated.
Harsin remaining in the game. No huddle for Eagle. It's 2nd and 7 at the 38. Kuna showing a heavy box as Harsin takes a snap, read option, back to the ground, back to Burnham. Burnham trying to left side, met at the 40-yard line, a gain of maybe half a yard.
Kuna's defense starting out strong, especially that front 7, really getting past the line and getting to the ball carrier, limiting the amount of yards they can get just to start the game, which is a great start for the defense.
3rd down and 5 now from the 40. Harsin directing traffic. He'll have trips to his right, single to his left. They need 5. Harsin now sends a man in motion. It is Crawford. Harsin will look, throws left, finds Crawford at the 40. Crawford steps out of a tackle, has the first down to the 48.
Looks like Eagle is like in those motion plays, those distracting, the motion receiver moves out to distract the defense, and then you quickly get it out to him, which gets you those 5 little yards. And heck, those two plays that we saw in this first drive is what ultimately got them that first down.
Yeah, the man in motion, oftentimes that's a dead giveaway if they're in man or zone. When you have a coach's kid running quarterback, I'm sure he knows that. 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Eagle having some trouble getting the play in here. Harson's still looking to the sideline for the play. I would imagine the play clock is, we don't have it in front of us, but I would imagine it is getting low.
Yeah, it looks like still some confusion.
Eagle just now breaking the huddle, ball at their own 48, 4:43 to go in the first quarter. Shotgun set once again for Harson. He'll now move his running back from his left to his right. Harson takes a snap. It's going to be a shuffle pass, flag on the play. This shuffle pass is going to get 5 as it stands right now. Cal Hewish, the tight end, the reception.
And I think we could have all assumed that Washington, a part of that Pac-12, which is going through all sorts of madness and the teams transferring and all that.
Pac-4, right?
Yeah.
So,
so Washington being the one of those teams that's sticking around, they were very, very good last year. I mean, the quarterback Michael Penix taking some steps up. I've heard he's been supposed to be up for the Heisman, so it'll be interesting to see how he plays. But I like our Boise State team, especially that offense. Taylon Green, George Halani, Genty. Our rushing game and our offensive line should just be getting even better and better.
So out of the timeout, 1st and 10 from the 41. Harson with a single high receiver to the upper part of your screen. They're going to run an RPO, and Harson's going to keep it, and he picks up a couple. On the keeper towards the left side, picks up about 3.
Tough running from Harson right there. Lowered the shoulder as he was going down to get as many yards as we could. And he got what he needed to.
Be a 2nd down and 7, 3:20 to go. And I'll just say this about Boise State while Eagle gets the play in here. You're a 2-touchdown underdog to a top 10 team in the country on the road. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
I'll take that.
Looks like Harson's going to be out of this play. That's number 10 is the quarterback.
Yeah, Ramsey in at quarterback. He's going to keep it straight up the middle. He had twins over to his right. Picks up a couple. Like we said in the open, it'll be Austin Ramsey, Davis Harson. You'll see both of them in at the quarterback position. Ramsey now comes out. Obviously, Harson, a son of a coach. He's going to be your gunslinger. Ramsey, more of the athletic type of quarterback. You're going to see him run a little bit more.
Yeah, we could see like a bunch of wildcat formations, bunch of just QB reads right up the middle while you see Harson come in with those gunslinger attributes, the arm, the accuracy. So it'll be nice to see those quarterbacks interchange, keeping the Kuna defense on their toes.
3rd down and 3 yards to go. Burnham on the right side. 1st down and more. Throws a stiff arm to the 35. Tiptoeing down the sideline to the 20. And they say he's out of bounds at the 25. It's a 1st down for Eagle on a big-time run from Burnham. It was a 3rd and 3, and now it's a 1st and 10. Eagle knocking on the door of the red zone.
First big rushing play we've seen of the day from both teams. And this Eagle offense looks like a completely different offense compared to what we saw in that first drive. No penalties, moving the ball down the field. They're looking good this drive.
Well, there is a flag. I didn't see it because it was hiding behind the Kuna coaching staff on that near sideline. It's at the 45, so this run is going to come back for Eagle. And it's a face mask on Eagle, so an offensive face mask. And they're going to have to do 3rd down again.
I feel like I shouldn't have said anything there. I said the Eagle offense had committed no penalties, and then
there's a penalty.
Yeah.
Right? Well, happens to the best of us. I didn't see the flag either. Like I said, it was sitting right at the 45, and our vantage point was blocked by the Kuna bench, essentially. So instead of a 3rd and 3, it's now going to be a 3rd and 1 as Eagle back to the grindstone here on 3rd and short. Play action. Harson over the middle pass, caught, 1st down to the 42. That is Dallin Snook, the sophomore, coming up with the 1st down reception.
Dallin Snook, just a simple in route. The DB who was covering him played a little off coverage, which allowed Snook to get a little more space, and Harson put the ball in a really good spot, not giving Snook a hard time to be able to catch that ball. Just an easy route, easy in route, caught it, 1st down.
Give this Eagle offense credit, picking up 2 third and shorts in 2 different ways. It's a 1st and 10 from the 42. Harsin back to the air, steps up in the pocket. Harsin now is going to tuck it and run. Crosses the 35, still on his feet, and is pushed out across the 30. It's another first down for the Mustangs.
Another really nice, tough run by Harsin right there. Gave one of the defenders a stiff arm. I don't know if you saw that.
Athletic kid for sure, and that's another Eagle first down. This Eagle offense looking pretty good so far, but it's still scoreless. 1:24 to go in the opening quarter. It's a 1st and 10 from the 28 now. Trips out to the left for Harsin on first down.
Looks like both quarterbacks are out there. Ramsey playing more of a running back role, but both of them are out there.
It's going to be a shuffle pass once again to Hewish, and Hewish has all kinds of space up the middle, inside the 10, down to the 5. 1st and goal, Eagle.
Creative play calling from Eagle right there. You have 2 quarterbacks in the backfield. You don't know if Ramsey's going to get the ball. You don't know if Harson's just going to throw it. Just a nice little easy shovel pass right up the gut, and you're inside the red zone. Very close to scoring here.
Approaching the 1-minute mark here in the first quarter. Eagle knocking on the door. 1st and goal from the 5. Burnham, the running back, standing to Harsin's right. Read option. Harsin keeping wide open in the flat. Touchdown, Eagle. Seth Brock, the Mustangs strike first. 51 seconds to go in the first quarter. 6-0 Eagle.
That call of the not fumble, that was a really good call by the referees, and ultimately that led to an Eagle touchdown drive. So you know what? That gave him a little boost, helped him drive down the field. Eagles currently winning 6-0, pending the PAT.
So Seth Brock, the 5-yard touchdown reception, puts the Mustangs up 6-0. The extra point is blocked. Kuna got in and blocked it, and they will just pick it up and kill the play from there, and it will stay 6-0. So special teams coming up big here early.
That's got to do something to energize this Kuna offense, this Kuna team just in general. So we'll see what Kuna can deliver on their second offensive drive coming up shortly.
Special teams coach Ryan Bertrand dialing up the block on the extra point. And who knows, in close games, those plays can sometimes be the difference. So 51 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Kuna's set to get the ball back, and for program-wise here for Kuna, I call these prove-it games. Kuna's a program that they've been up to the 5A level. This now year 3, I think, at the 5A level. Anyway, 3-4 years. Eagle obviously has been at the 5A level for longer than that, a lot longer than that. Eagle, one of the perennial 5A powers here in the state of Idaho, usually in the state playoffs, usually making runs in the state playoffs. Kuna, very competitive at the 4A level, hasn't really had that same type of success at the 5A level. You win this game, now you're on the map. LeBeau getting set to kick it off. End-over-end kick is away. It gets dropped by Keyshawn Kelly, the returner, but does pick it up. And Kelly gets out to the 27-yard line. So here comes the Kuna offense. Last time out, a lot of running, a lot of beef packages, and they ended up punting.
Something that is important to know, especially on the Eagle offense, I think these two offenses are very different in that the formations that the Eagle offense was running, a lot of shotgun, a lot of just one running back in the backfield, 3 receivers, 4 receivers out wide. We haven't seen that from Kuna at all. It's been a lot of, you said, beef packages, 2 running backs in the backfield, no receivers even, and it looks like that's what they're going to start with on this first drive.
Whistles before we get going here, and Kuna wants a timeout. So 42 seconds to go in the first quarter. We'll have our first timeout taken by Kuna. 2 timeouts remaining on each side. 2 for Kuna, 2 for Eagle. Some of your initial thoughts here, Zach, if we played most of the first quarter.
Kuna needs to mix up the play calling, especially with them doing only those beef packages, 2 running back specials. Usually when you see those kind of packages, the defense can read that and be like, oh, this is going to be a run, or we can expect like a short little pass. But what we've seen so far is they've done those formations and they just haven't worked out. Like we've seen like 3 to 5 yard runs and a couple first downs, which are nice. But if you can't get to the other side of the field and score, that ultimately doesn't mean anything.
Sure, particularly if you're playing from behind throughout some of the night. So it's going to be a pitch to Latimer out of the timeout. Latimer trying to find the corner. Turns it for a short gain. It's a pickup of about 2 or 3. Or maybe just 1. Let's see where they're going to mark it. Gain of 2. We'll call it 2. So 2nd and 8, 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Clock is moving. This likely will be the last play of the opening frame. Edwards coming out in the shotgun now. Clock now down to 10 seconds as he goes under center. Latimer, the deep back, single back formation, play action. Edwards in trouble, turning, spinning, and going down at the 20. A huge loss on 2nd down, and that will do it for the end of the first quarter. And when we come back, it will be 3rd and a mile for Kuna. You're watching Treasure Valley Game Night right here on IdahoSports.com.
Welcome to What If Idaho, the home of 1,000 paths for those that embrace possibility. There's no better place to be if you're looking for that next career, or just exploring. Life is a wide open door, no matter your age. Here at Next Steps Idaho, you can research careers and training options that work for you, and start a dashboard to keep your plans moving forward, so you can route your path from what if to what is at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Make the memories of this game last a lifetime. By downloading the digital game file of this contest, you can have your own personal copy of this game forever. These make great gifts for the student athletes involved. Just click the Order Now button for more details.
Getting set for the second quarter here on Treasure Valley Game Night from Kuna. Treasure Valley Game Night is brought to you by Project Filter, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Valley-wide Cooperative, Next Steps Idaho, your local Toyota dealer, and the Idaho Transportation Department. 3rd down and a mile for Kuna. As Edwards, the sophomore quarterback in the gun, trips over to his right as we begin things here in the second quarter. Edwards has time. It's a bomb down the far sideline. Pass is incomplete. Broken up as they were looking for Latimer. I think it was tough to tell down that far sideline. Senio, they were looking for Lino Senio, and it's incomplete.
I like the play call right there. I like the effort of just taking a shot down the field. It was 3rd and super long, so really, really good attempt by there, but just an even better play by the defense, swatting that ball away, forcing a long 4th down, and another punt here.
What continues to be the search for who that intended receiver was. It's now Luke Snar. That's who the intended target was. I knew Sneo didn't sound right, but it was Snar. Punt formation now for Kuna as this punts away down the far sideline. It's going to take a hop out of bounds. Now 11:46 to go in the second quarter. Here's a chance for Eagle. Now if you can go down the field and get 6 more points, now you're going to start to see Eagle maybe take some control of the game.
Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what the game plan is. In that huddle over there, what they're telling Harson or Latimer, whoever the quarterback's going to be, is you got to tell them that don't do too much. Don't be the hero. We got to play as an offensive team together. Open, just Harson. He set his feet, just it was a bad throw from him. Missed opportunity for at least 15 yards right there from Eagle.
Yeah, definitely would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's a 2nd and 10 from the 42. The Kuna defense, which I think has looked pretty good tonight. Keep in mind, Eagle, the Eagle's going to be one of the best teams in the state this year. We know that at this point. It was just judging from what they did to Meridian in their opener. 2nd and 10 from the 42, 11:41 to go here in the second. Harson with trips to his left, shuffle pass again, and again, it's going to work out for Eagle. Cal Hewish, that's about the 3rd time they've run that play. it's worked every time.
Yeah, Cal Hewitt, the tight end. Just give your big guy the ball. I mean, he is listed at 6'5", 225 pounds. You just get him that ball and just let him use his power just to get through the defense. You're going to get some good results.
If you've ever watched a Kansas City Chiefs game, they run that play all the time.
With Travis Kelce.
Mahomes and Travis Kelce.
And Kelce, one of the best tight ends in football. It works. Why not work for Eagle?
3rd and 2.
A little bit of an inside shade play by the corners.
Harsin in the gun delivers a strike. It's caught by Crawford. 1st down, Mustangs. 3rd and short has been no problem for Eagles so far tonight. No problem once again as they pick up the 1st down.
Looks like they're right on the outskirts of being in the red zone. Ball sitting at the 22 or 23. But this Eagle offense is moving the ball now. They're getting their receivers involved, just letting them do their magic afterwards. Harsin, for the most part, is putting the ball in a good place for them. This offense is rolling.
1st and 10, they're going to sling this one out to Burnham in the flat. Burnham picks up a couple blocks and has another gain of 9 or 10 yards out towards the 1st down on the far side of the field. This Eagle offense humming right now. Now they're in the red zone.
3rd time we've seen that little motion screen pass out there. Really good play, and it seems to be working.
No huddle for the Mustangs. 2nd and 2 from the 13. Read option, Burnham straight up the middle, has the 1st down inside the 10 to the 8. And it'll be a 1st and goal for Eagle.
This Kuna defense really has got to hammer down and get to the ball carrier quickly, because it just looks like that the Eagle ball carriers, receivers, running backs, whoever has the ball, just simply outrunning them.
1st and goal from the 10 as Eagle inside the 10 once again here on back-to-back drives. Harsin in the gun, play action. Harsin delivers one out to the flat. It's going to be caught inside the 5. Hewish down to the 3. He got him right on the doorstep last drive. He does it once again here. 2nd and goal from the 2. 9.5 to go in the 2nd.
I know he made the comparison about him being like a Travis Kelce player with all those shovel passes, but there he's using, again, like his big frame to fight through defenders and get as many yards as he can. And that really reminds me of the 49ers tight end George Kittle, who just knows how to catch the ball in space, use his body to just push defenders back and get as much yards as possible.
2nd and 2, shotgun set here for Harsin. Burnham to Harsin's left. Read option, Burnham straight ahead towards the goal line. Touchdown, Eagle. It's 12-0 Mustangs with 9 minutes to go in the 2nd.
What I really find interesting and was really working for them for this Eagle offense is they know when to run the ball, they know when to pass the ball, and especially they know how to catch the defense off guard. You run multiple short passes, medium passes at a time, and then you catch them. You catch Kuna off guard expecting that again, but then it's a simple run up the middle and they can't stop it.
Nicolea on for the point after. Kuna almost blocked the extra point again, but instead it's up and good. And it's 13-0 for Eagle. So now in what's been a prove-it type of game for Kuna, now you have a prove-it drive here for the Cavemen. Now you're down 2 scores. Got to go down and get something here.
I mean, you said it, Lucas, the prove-it drive. This is the drive right here where the quarterback, Edwards, and even maybe bring in the backup quarterback for a little bit, maybe get some change out there, try throwing the Eagle defense off, because right now everything you're trying just isn't working, and this is a prove-it drive once again. Show Eagle that you deserve to be in this game. Show Eagle why you're undefeated. Show Eagle why you deserve to be in this 5A.
Kicking off for the Mustangs, number 33, Connor LeBeau.
So Connor LeBeau getting set to kick it away. Back deep, Salto and Keyshawn Kelly here for Kuna. Maybe something that could jumpstart Kuna. Maybe big special teams play. You know, something along those lines.
And they've had one today.
As LeBeau, pooch kick is going to be taken off a hop by Kelly. Kelly in between the hash marks, gets past the first wave, still on his feet, and he's spun to the ground at the 36. Here comes a late flag. We'll see where they spot it after we check out the laundry.
Looks like it's going to be a face mask call on Eagle.
So that's going to add 15 to the end of the run. And now Kuna with its best starting field position of the night as they march it over midfield to the 49.
I mean, you said big special teams play. We never said penalties didn't count.
True that. True that. So good starting field position here for the Cavemen. 8:50 to go in the second quarter. 3 receivers in the set. Edwards, single back formation as they rotate things around. Colton Detheridge going from the right to the left. They go to the ground with Latimer. Latimer straight off the left side, off left guard, and it's a good pickup of 6-7 yards. It'll bring up a second and short.
I think that might be the best first play of a drive for Kuna tonight. So, are you doing better than your first couple drives?
Yeah, certainly a drive starter there as they pick up 7 yards on the ground, 8.5 to go in the second. Twins left here in the ace set for Edwards. Back to the ground with Latimer. Latimer, not a whole lot there. It's going to be 3rd and short. This, I'm going to say, is going to be 4-down territory for Kuna. It's going to be a 3rd and 1, especially with that starting field position. This has got to be 4-down territory.
No, you're definitely right, because if you want to get back in this game, you can't settle for a punt. You can't settle to try and go for a long field goal. You have to keep the ball in your hands, in your offense. So definitely 4-down territory, but 3rd and 1 is very manageable.
Split back formation. Edwards is just going to try to pound it straight ahead. It's going to be close. I don't know if he got it to the 40-yard line. I think he's about 6 inches short. It'll depend on the spot. He is short, so decision time now. It's 4th and inches for Kuna.
And it looks like they are going to keep the offense out on the field, bringing in an extra lineman as well.
I would just run that exact same play again.
I mean, the last couple plays, we've seen runs up the middle by the quarterback and the running back, but it looked like the Eagle defense was ready for it, so we'll see what happens right here. The Eagle defense can make another stop.
And that's not going to help. False start on Kuna. It's going to be on Colton Detheridge. Move it back 5 yards, and it's going to force Kuna into a punt.
And you can see how frustrated the coaches were on the sideline, and you saw one of the coaches pointing to his special teams unit, his punt unit, to signal him to get out on the field. Missed opportunity for Kuna right there.
Yeah, without a doubt, best starting field position of the night, and you had a chance to pick up a 4th and inches. And the false start makes it 4th and 6, and now a punt formation. Punt is away. Eagles going to let this one bounce. It gets a favorable Kuna hop and comes to rest at the 6. Here's the thing with playing at Kuna. Kuna is one of the only schools in the SIC that plays on grass. Almost every other school plays on turf. And so I think when teams come and play at Kuna, it changes things, and that's a great example of it. Punts just die in the grass, whereas on turf, that could roll into the end zone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if on a turf field, nine times out of 10, that ball is bouncing in the end zone, and it's a touchback. And with Eagle playing on a turf field, they're probably expecting, oh yeah, usually for us this would be a touchback.
Right.
Nope.
Not only for them, but for every other school they play.
Exactly. So that's an advantage Kuna does have with that grass field.
This drive will start from the 6. Harson, empty set, will look to throw. Clean pocket, delivers one outside, incomplete. Tight air coverage defensive as he was looking for Benson. And Benson, a defender, draped all over him. Jason Monroe in coverage.
Really nice play by Jason Monroe, sticking close to the receiver, getting a hand out there, not causing defensive pass interference right there. So textbook stuff right there from the corner.
2nd and 10 now from the 6. 6:37 to go here in the second quarter. Harson will take the snap as he keeps it on a read option, and this is going to be dropped. It was out towards the far side of the field. Cal Hewish, the intended receiver, it might have been a little bit too far for him, but a ball that certainly Hewish will tell you he should come up with. 3rd down and 10 now. And now a big 3rd down coming up here with 6.5 to go in the second quarter.
Looks like Hewish started looking forward before he actually caught the ball. He was looking ahead to see what he can do with the ball in his hands, but he did it a little too early to where he never got clean possession of that ball, ultimately leading to the drop.
4 receivers in the set. 3rd down and 10 for Eagle. And whistles before this one can get going. It's a false start. This will be half the distance to the goal. It'll go from the 6 to the 3, and it'll be a 3rd and 13 now.
You don't want to be pushed back even more, especially where you're at. Heck, where you were at the 6-yard line was tough. Now you're pushed back half a distance to the goal, now down to the 3-yard line. So if you're Harson right here, you got to be careful you don't get too wild and just hold on to that ball. The Kuna home crowd on their feet, hoping something good to happen right here.
3rd down and 13 for Harson, who is standing in his own end zone. Harson to throw, clean pocket, steps up, looking for somewhere to go. Still scrambling, throws on the run, pass towards the near sideline is incomplete, and the Kuna defense will hold and get the ball back with 6:19 to go.
It also looks like there's a flag on the field close to the end zone, right where Harson threw the ball.
And it's going to be holding on Eagle. And where that flag is located, utterly important, because if it's in the end zone, it's a safety. It is not. So I would imagine Kuna will decline and make Eagle punt out of its own end zone.
Mm-hmm. Very close to being a safety, though. That flag was like right on the 1-yard line. So Eagle gets away with that holding call barely, not allowing any points. A really, really nice play by number 22 Monroe. Once again, just sticking to the receiver, this time making a diving play to break that pass up, and he did. So 2 really nice plays by the young cornerback out there.
Diego Valencia standing at the Eagle 40, waiting for this punt that's coming from Austin Ramsey, who's standing at the back of his end zone. This punt's going to take a bounce at the 35. Valencia takes it at the 45. Trying to look for an alley as he crosses the 40, brought down at the 39. So last drive was Cuna's best starting field position. Now this drive becomes the best starting field position of the night for the Cavemen. Still plenty of time left. Half of the second quarter, still a whole nother half of football after that. Kuna just down 13, very much still in this.
The Kuna Caveman defense did something. Special teams right there got a solid return, putting him at the 39. Now it's time for the offense to do something. The one part of this team that really hasn't seemed to do anything good this game, so we really need the Kuna offense, or the Kuna coaching staff really needs the offense to do something as a timeout is called.
And timeout taken by Kuna. They'll have 1 left as we have 6:07 left to play in the second quarter. Coming up at halftime, we're going to have the Next Steps Idaho halftime show. Thinking about what's next for your career or education, Next Steps Idaho can help bring you closer to the life you want to lead. Again, coming up, it's the Next Steps Idaho halftime reports. But before we get there, we still got to play a whole half quarter. 6:07 to go in the second. The Kuna offense moved the ball a little bit. Running game has looked good at times. But part of the issue of having a young quarterback, sometimes it can be a one-dimensional offense. We'll see if that's the case here. 1st and 10 from the Eagle 40. They're going to try a double reverse, and they may have looked to throw it as Celto trying to turn the corner as he crosses the 40, popped at the 35. Is it a helmet to helmet? There's no flags as Celto comes out of the game. Looks like Kuna had decided to go to the back of the playbook there. The double reverse. I think Celto was looking to throw it too.
It looked like he had brought the ball up in his right hand, but decided to tuck in and run, and a really dangerous hit. That could have been a lot worse for Celto right there. But luckily, he went to the sideline. Luckily, he seems okay, still on his feet, but looks like he is getting attended to by at least some sort of staff.
2nd and 7, split back formation now for Kuna. As they go straight up the middle, this is going to be a first down. Kuna, as they give that one off to...
I don't think I have an answer for that one either.
I thought they had given it to Latimer on the in or out.
Edwards back under center after being in shotgun for the last couple of plays.
Edwards, play action, throws this one out to the flat. It's going to be caught by Snar, who's back in the game after taking the hit up towards the helmet. He picks up 5. The Kuna offense on the move now as they approach the red zone.
Quarterback Jackson Edwards does look a little more comfortable back there. Again, he's not taking any deep shots, not even taking any mid-range shots. He's just play action, taking the ball right from the center, and just reading through his progressions and finding the open receiver. So he's looking a lot better on this drive. So props to sophomore quarterback Jackson Edwards.
Back to the ground, Latimer straight across to the 20, has another first down. He was in the backfield with Mario Durazio, who carried the ball when we were trying to figure out who carried the ball. It was Durazio. This time it's Latimer, and they're going to say he's just short of the first down, actually, so it's going to be a 3rd and 1. Looked like he got it from up here. Nevertheless, it's a 3rd and short, a big 3rd and short at that. As Kuna now in the red zone. Ball sitting at the 20, but they need the 19 for the drive to continue. Back to the ground with Latimer over on the right side. He's close to the first down. It'll depend on the spot, but it looks like he has it as he's across the 20 down to the 19.
Before that play started, before Kuna even broke the huddle and got into the formation, it looked like the Eagle defense knew exactly what was going to come. Just run right up the middle. They sent linebackers and defensive linemen through the A and the B gaps, but did not work this time around.
1st and 10 from the 18. Kuna now operating from the red zone. 2 receivers in the set. Latimer, the deep man. Play action. Edwards, pop over the middle. Pass is caught inside the 5. 1st and goal, Kuna. Colton Deathridge, the intended target, and the reception. The tight end has the caveman inside the 5 here for a 1st and goal.
He was wide open. There wasn't a defender about 5 yards within him, so he was wide open.
Just a simple play action, tight end pop. 1st and goal here for Kuna. Split back formation. Latimer, right side, makes a man miss, bumbling his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Kuna.
Now that's the drive we wanted to see from Kuna right there to get him right back in this game. Just tough running right up the middle from Latimer. Really, powerful running. Keep the legs churning. Didn't stop. Fell his way into the end zone.
And just like that, the Cavemen have cut the Eagle lead in half. As Monroe comes on for the extra point.
Cornerback and kicker. Very impressive.
Snap is a little low, and Kuna's going to have to figure something out here. Throwing back across the body, it's intercepted. Keyshawn Kelly, the holder, just had to make something work, but it ends up getting intercepted, so it remains 13-6.
It's not very normal to where we see both teams' first touchdowns, both PATs don't work, whether it's a fumbled snap or a block or just a miss. We usually don't see that, but tonight it happened.
Yeah, especially at the 5A level. Sometimes extra points are sort of afterthoughts at this level of high school football. Nevertheless, Eagle had one blocked. Kuna had a low snap and couldn't convert on the extra point of their first touchdown, just as Eagle couldn't convert on the first touchdown that they scored here tonight as well. So, 3:21 left to go in the second quarter. 13-6 our score. Eagle leading Kuna here on the road.
Kuna getting ready for the kickoff as they send their kickoff unit out, and here comes the Eagle return unit out there. Now, if you're Kuna, your defense needs some line closest to us.
There's a flag down on the field. So we'll check that one out. It could affect where this one sits. We do apologize if any of you are experiencing some buffering issues. Internet isn't always the best once you get out into, not that Kuna's a small town, 20,000 people live here, but get outside off of the freeway a little bit. Sometimes you get some spotty internet at some of these schools. But we think we have it taken care of now, so hopefully we don't run into any more issues.
Hopefully not. Looks like the flag, it looked to be, based on the signal, a false start on the kickoff by Kuna, which I've never seen that before, but that's what the referees had signaled.
Well, at any rate, it's going to be a 1st and 10 for Eagle at the Kuna 40. 3:21 for Harston and company on the clock to work with. They go to Burnham, who tries the right side on the read option, and Burnham crosses the 45 down to the 47.
Really nice run from Burnham right there.
Be a 2nd and 3 coming up as the clock will creep under 3 minutes here in the first half. Now to counterpoint. Kuna just counterpunched here to get this thing back within a score. Eagle could very easily take up the rest of this first half clock and get the ball back in the end zone. I'm sure that's the goal here for the Mustangs.
Ramsey now in at quarterback, takes the keeper.
Ramsey's going to keep it straight up the middle, and Ramsey is going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Eagle, 53 yards, no flags.
Shotgun formation, Ramsey by himself, and the last time we saw Ramsey just by himself, it was a run right up the gut. And what do we see right here? It was another run right up the gut. This time the line opened up some holes for Ramsey to sneak through, weave through traffic, and he was gone. No one was going to catch him.
It makes it a 19-6 game. The biggest play of the game for either side comes from Logan Ramsey, the sophomore quarterback. And Eagle now on for the point after. It is up and good. Make it 20-6. And that was a big-time run by Ramsey.
That's the perk of having 2 quarterbacks, one more of a gunslinger accurate type, and then the other one who's the pure athlete, knows how to run with the ball in his hands. So it's valuable to have 2 quarterbacks like that on your team. I know we've done a lot of NFL comparison today, but what I think of, it's like Ramsey's like the Taysom Hill of like the Eagles. You know, you bring him in, you see him back there, and you expect it to be a run, and usually it is, but sometimes you just can't stop it because of how athletic and quick he is.
Yeah, and it just makes it so difficult to defend when you have 2 quarterbacks who are both very 20-6. Meanwhile, on the other side, Harson, a touchdown throw to Seth Brock back in the first quarter. So there's your 1-2 punch if you're a Mustang fan. 2:33 to go. Eagle getting set as he's popped at the 20. Celto not going any further than that.
Really had no room. Blocks weren't set up to what Kuna would have liked them to be, and you had a couple Eagle defenders just right there to stop him from gaining any more yards.
So 2:26 left to go in the first half. Kuna with 1 timeout. They're going to be looking to duplicate that this time.
Now the thing with Kuna is we've seen them take long, like meticulous drives, short plays. Kuna could be looking to make this the last drive of the whole half.
Yeah, they certainly are. They're going to start it on the ground with Latimer. Latimer picks up 5. He's across the 25, approaching the 26. A good drive starter there. The problem for Kuna is going to be the clock. They only have 2 minutes to get the ball down the field.
And if you're Kuna, again, you don't want to settle for a field goal in spot. You want to make this a 1-possession game. So getting a touchdown and with the PAT is what you're aiming for.
Edwards to throw, has this one incomplete, in and out of the hands to Keyshawn Kelly. He was hit immediately as he caught that. Kelly still on his hands and knees out towards that far sideline. Kelly got popped on that one.
Yeah, this is something you never like to see. You see the training staff, medics get out there to make sure that he's okay, but Kelly really looking like he's in some pain. Now he's lying down, so prayers go out to him.
Yeah, well, they attend to him over on that far sideline. We'll take a break. 1:55 to go here in the second quarter, 20-6, our score.
Dear road rivals, you may have 4 wheels and a similar build, but our resemblance ends right there. Later, Toyota.
Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome to What If Idaho, the home of 1,000 paths for those that embrace possibility. There's no better place to be if you're looking for that next career, or just exploring. Life is a wide open door, no matter your age. Here at Next Steps Idaho, you can research careers and training options that work for you and start a dashboard to keep your plans moving forward so you can route your path from what if to what is at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy. It takes courage and determination to do hard things. Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Kelly helped to the Kuna sideline. It leaves a 3rd down and 5 for the Cavemen as Edwards throws over the middle. Pass is caught near the 1st down. It looks like they're going to give it to him out to the 34 as the Cavemen move the 1st down, or move the 1st down change rather. Luke Snar on the reception. The senior has a Cavemen 1st down. 1:47 to go here in the 1st half. No huddle time here for the Cavemen. Edwards, the sophomore quarterback, slings this one out to the far side. Pass is caught across the 40, down to the 45. Another pickup of 8 or 9. Clock moving at 1:33 now as Kuna in the hurry-up.
You hate to see a receiver go down after exit the game, but as we mentioned earlier, that this receiving room, especially the skill position room, is so deep to where if someone does leave, you're not too concerned with someone trying to fill that hole because you have so many players to back them up.
2nd and 3. Edwards takes the snap, looking under pressure. Edwards is going to go down. A flag in the backfield as Edwards is sacked. We'll check out the flag, but as it stands right now, Seth Brock has his 1st sack of the night.
Catching touchdowns, sacking the quarterback. You always value those two-way players.
As officials convene, 1:10 sits up on the clock right now as we get the call. It is holding on Kuna. Eagle is going to decline it and take the sack. But it turns a 2nd and 3 into a 3rd and 10. 1:10 left up on the clock. Another big 3rd down coming up for Kuna.
Clock now moving 1 minute on the clock.
Edwards rolling to the near side. He's going to throw this one up down the near sideline. Jump ball, pass is incomplete. Was looking for Celto, and it was airtight coverage down that near sideline. Aaron Zerno in coverage.
We haven't seen that too much from Jackson Edwards tonight, just airing the ball down the field. He didn't look very confident with the pass, though. You could see him throw it off the back foot just to get the ball out to his receiver, trying to see if he can make a play. Really close, but again, as you mentioned, airtight coverage, and Zerno knocked it away.
Crawford back deep to receive this punt. 52 seconds up on the clock. Eagles still has 2 timeouts and a Division I quarterback on their sideline. So we'll see what they can do as Crawford calls for a fair catch at the 30. Clock trickles down to 45 seconds. So here comes the Eagle offense again. And again, Davis Arson, their senior quarterback. His dad's coached SEC football. He's on his way to Idaho State next year, Division I school, Big Sky Conference. This is why you're getting those looks from those Division I programs. It's moments like this right here where you can really take control of a game.
Davis Harson has probably been told by not just his dad, but by multiple coaches about these kind of instances where you have less than a minute. You need to drive down the field to get your offense in the field scoring position. He's probably heard this multiple times. You've probably been in this position multiple times as well.
Harson to throw on 1st down, has all day to throw. He's going to tuck this one up and run down to the 35. Kuna will take that all day as the clock now moving under 35 seconds. Clock's still moving now to 30 seconds. Eagle not taking a timeout. They do have 2 of them to use, and now they take one at 29 seconds. To me, if you're going to use it, use it.
Yeah, and that's
don't wait 6 seconds. You know?
Yeah, and that spot, as soon as Harson went down after that couple yard run, you got to call that timeout. You got to get up and signal that you want a timeout. So instead of 29 seconds, you could have 35 seconds on that clock.
Yep. Especially when you're not working with a whole lot of seconds. I'd say every week. Can't take the timeouts to the locker room with you.
Nope. They're there for a reason. You should use them.
29 seconds left as Eagle comes back out on the field from the far side, leading 20-6. 29 seconds to go here in the second quarter.
Second and 5 on the 35-yard line for the Mustangs. See if they can push the ball down the field to try and get some more points before half.
Arsenal will take the snap, clean pocket, delivers a strike over the middle. It was dropped. Had a receiver wide open. Jake Benson, the junior receiver, just had it go in and out of his hands, and instead it's a 3rd and 5.
Jake Benson made a really nice cut on the inside to separate from the cornerback, and he had space, just a little bit too far in front, and I feel like he definitely could have pulled that in, but again, not a great throw, couldn't stretch his hands out enough, incomplete pass.
Leaves a 3rd and 5 with 24 seconds. Could possibly be a time to take a shot deep. Instead, it's Austin Ramsey, the sophomore quarterback, back in for Eagle. On this 3rd down, Ramsey, he's going to run it straight up the middle, has all kinds of room across the 50 and tripped up at the 47. Clock down to 17 seconds, temporarily stopping to reset the chains. Eagle with 1 timeout remaining is going to use it here. So 17 seconds to go, and I think at this point, especially in that situation, you got to figure Ramsey's in a quarterback QB draw.
Yeah, you got to expect that he's going to run the ball.
How do you say a QB draw without saying a QB draw? There you go.
I know. I mean, the last 2 runs was the first run he had was a touchdown. The second run we saw right there got about 15 to 20 yards right there. So again, you mentioned it, Lucas, that if you see him in the backfield, especially in that shotgun formation, no running backs and no receivers behind him, you got to expect it to run if you're Kuna.
Yeah, and a good job selling the pass there for Ramsey as well. Ramsey, just based off of what we know, 53-yard touchdown run last drive. He got, 15 there? He's up close to 70 yards rushing in
just
this first
in
half.
2 plays.
Right.
And there's still a whole half of football to where he could be running the ball 5 more times, and based on the pace he's on, he could have 5 rushes, about 200-something yards based on the pace.
Yeah, certainly a weapon here for Eagle. 1st and 10 from the Kuna 45. Just 17 seconds up on the clock. Eagle out of timeouts now.
You have to aim for the sidelines, get out of bounds.
Sidelines or first downs. That's the goal here for Harsin. Steps up in the pocket. Harsin is going to be dragged down by his shoulder pads, was thrown forward, so it won't be a sack, but the clock is down to 8 seconds. Eagles trying to get up and spike it. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1. Did he get time here at Kuna?
You could tell that Harsin, he was pretty frustrated. He was telling his line to get down because he wanted to spike the ball. And it looks like the refs had a bit of a hard time trying to figure out where the ball was because they placed the ball down with about 3 seconds left, and that clock was ticking, and that clock was, again, moving. Couldn't get it off in time.
So we have reached halftime here at Kuna. Eagle leading the Cavemen 20-6 on their home grass. Back with the Next Steps Idaho halftime show after this.
Make the memories of this game last a lifetime. By downloading the digital game file of this contest, you can have your own personal copy of this game forever. These make great gifts for the student athletes involved. Just click the Order Now button for more details.
Dear Detour, you asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong. Toyota trucks.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Yeah, I know a little something about myths. Like the myth that speeding isn't dangerous. Oh, and that myth you can tailgate at a safe distance. Or that you could safely weave in and out of traffic. Don't be fooled by myths. You'll get yourself into a hairy situation.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy. It takes courage and determination to do hard things. Putting tobacco.
Welcome to What If Idaho, the home of 1,000 paths for those that embrace or no matter your age. Here at Next Steps Idaho, you can research careers and training options that work for you and start it.
Our army of Idaho Sports.com and order your favorite action shots. Just go to Idaho Sports.
Here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Always entertaining and occasionally controversial, the Treasure Valley Prepcast covers every inch of District 3 activities in Idaho.
Coal Valley, we were so much Melba at the 2A WIC that I personally probably owe them an apology that I kind of brushed over Coal Valley. Here's me eating my crow.
Hosted by Logan Green, the Treasure Valley Prepcast features the biggest stories happening in your area. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click Prepcasts in the menu to get caught up on what you've been missing, or check out each week's episode on the IdahoSports.com YouTube channel, Facebook page, or wherever you download podcasts.
Dear road rivals, you may have four wheels and a similar build, but our resemblance ends right there. Later, Toyota.
Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome into the Next Steps Idaho halftime show. Thinking about what's next for your career or education, Next Steps Idaho can help bring you closer to the life you want to lead. Again, our halftime show brought to you by Next Steps Idaho. Our score at halftime, Eagle leading Kuna 20-6. You can sort of see it through our graphic, but Kuna marching band, you get to see more than just a football team. You get to see the band, the cheerleaders, students come out, and this is really kind of what it's about, even though I guess we're doing it on a Thursday. But
I did it during football games, and especially at those big impact moments where you just get the crowd's attention. It was just like, always puts a smile on your face. So, special place in my heart and will always be, but
yeah,
so will football.
That's right. That's like we said, it is that time of year. College football now in full swing this weekend. Boise State going up to Washington. They might already be there. I don't know, but they play on Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, by this point, the football team is going to be there, and obviously, me being in the band and I'm still here in Idaho, we will be leaving tomorrow morning, as well as cheer squad, spirit squad, sponsors, whoever else are also going to be there by tomorrow. So it'll be really exciting. I'm very, very excited because I've never been to UW, never been there, and I'm excited to go.
I was thinking about going up just as a fan. I'm not in a band or anything, but I was thinking about going up just as a fan, just because I want to go to that stadium. But anyway. Here at halftime, we'll go over the scoring summary real quick. Eagle got things started with a 5-yard Seth Brock touchdown reception. That one came from Davis Harson. Eagle extended its lead, doubled its lead when Noah Burnham pushed it across, bulldozing his way across, making it 13-0. The first extra point for Eagle was blocked. The second one was good, so that made it 13-0 Eagle. And then Kuna struck back with a Latimer 3-yard touchdown run. Kuna started in pretty good field position for that one, cut the lead in half, 13-6. And then Logan Ramsey, the other Eagle quarterback, he's the Austin Ramsey, the sophomore for rushing yards in this one. He's probably only played 3, maybe 4 snaps at the quarterback position. And to have that kind of versatility, I mean, that's all you need there.
I mean, he's the definition of efficiency so far. I mean, you said he's probably only played about maybe 4 snaps of this game. 2 of those carries of those 4 snaps have been at least 15-yard plus runs.
Yeah.
So that just really shows when he has the ball in his hands and in limited amounts as well, not being there on every play, he knows what to do with the ball.
Yeah, and then to have a guy like Davis Harson who last year played some high school football down in Auburn, Alabama, obviously, because his dad was the head coach over at Auburn, which is one of the top jobs in college football. He's obviously no longer there, so family moving back to the Treasure Valley here to start. Eagle last year had a lot of trouble moving the ball through the air. Harson in, and it totally changes what you can do offensively.
And it's really good for a team like Eagle, especially since you said they were a running team with the quick receiver, with the running quarterback, with the good running game and the good offensive line. You probably head into this next season as Kuna, or see him throw the ball this accurately with good poise, good presence, be able to read the field well, and it's like
having a running quarterback last year to not only having a running quarterback this year, but having a quarterback that can not only sling the ball, be a gunslinger, but manage the game as well. Been very impressed with him in this first half. So as we get going here through halftime, any thoughts as we approach the second half? Well, let's start with Kuna. What do they need to do to get back in this thing? Only down 2 scores, but need to move the ball a little better.
He's had that one good drive where he was able to stand in the pocket, make those quick little throws, run the ball when he had to. But there have been a couple instances, a guy running up to him about to sack him. He's either got to throw the ball away, be quick and try and find an open receiver, or to throw the ball on the ground.
Yep, totally agree. And then on the other side there for Eagle, I don't know if you really change a whole lot for Eagle. I think Eagles look pretty good so far.
Eagle has looked very good. They did have that one drive, though, where it was a great punt by Kuna, and they could not move the ball outside of their own 6-yard line. Sure. They got pushed back to the 3. They couldn't move the ball. That's the one down bad drive, I would say. But other than that, they've been moving the ball well. Obviously, Austin Ramsey with that big 53-yard run. And you said it's nice to have not just a quarterback who knows how to manage the game and sling the ball, but you got a backup quarterback who can run really, really well, has nice strides, being able to read the field and see where he has to go. So it's nice to have both of those quarterbacks with that 2-quarterback system.
Yeah, again, we want to thank you for watching the Next Steps Idaho halftime show. Thinking about what's next for your career education, Next Steps Idaho can help bring you closer to the life you want to lead. Second half coming up right after this on IdahoSports.com. It is Treasure Valley game night. Eagle, a halftime lead, 20-6 over Kuna.
Make the memories of this game last a lifetime. By downloading the digital game file of this contest, you can have your own personal copy of this game forever. These make great gifts for the student athletes involved. Just click the Order Now button for more details.
Dear Detour, you asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong. Toyota trucks.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Yeah, I know a little something about myths. Like the myth that speeding isn't dangerous. Oh, and that myth you can tailgate at a safe distance. Or that you could safely weave in and out of traffic. Don't be fooled by myths. You'll get yourself into a hairy situation. Stay focused on the road. Be a legend like me. Have you heard the one about Charlie over in Pay Lake?
Taking the hard path isn't always easy. It takes courage and determination to do hard things. Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Welcome to What If Idaho, the home of 1,000 paths for those that embrace possibility. There's no better place to be if you're looking for that next career, or just exploring. Life is a wide open door, no matter your age. Here at Next Steps Idaho, you can research careers and training options that work for you and start a dashboard to keep your plans moving forward so you can route your path from what if to what is at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Our army of IdahoSports.com action photographers are covering games all over the state. And now we've revamped our galleries to make it even easier to find and order your favorite action shots. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click the Action Photos link in the menu.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Always entertaining and occasionally controversial, the Treasure Valley Prepcast covers every inch of District 3 activities in Idaho.
Coal Valley, we were so much Melba at the 2A WIC that I personally probably owe them an apology that I kind of brushed over Coal Valley. here's me eating my crow.
Hosted by Logan Green, the Treasure Valley Prepcast features the biggest stories happening in your area. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click Prepcasts in the menu to get caught up on what you've been missing, or check out each week's episode on the IdahoSports.com YouTube channel, Facebook page, or wherever you download podcasts.
Dear road rivals, you may have 4 wheels and a similar build, but our resemblance ends right there. Later, Toyota.
Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
All right, set for the start of the third quarter. Just a minute left up on the clock as Eagle has taken the field. We're still waiting on Kuna, though. So they might put a few more minutes back up on the clock. But either way, there you go.
We're just getting close to the second half of this game. Speaking of the second half, we were talking during halftime about some goals that especially Kuna really needs to do. And Lucas, you mentioned that one of the goals that you think they should have is by the start of the fourth quarter, Kuna needs to be within 1 score of Eagle.
Be within a touchdown at the start of the fourth quarter. Obviously, Eagle this year is going to be one of the best teams in the state. You know, they have one of the best quarterbacks. They have one of the best tight ends. Their defenses look pretty good. They've already beaten Meridian. Last year, went to the state championship game, and not just went to the state championship game, but ran through their schedule on the way to the state championship game. Only really one close game to Rocky last year, which they obviously ended up winning. Meridian last year had one of the best defenses Idaho high school football has ever seen. They lost some of those guys to graduation this year, but most of their offense is back this year. So Meridian, they're 0-2 right now because they lost last week as well. But they had a tough start to the year. I think Meridian is still going to be right there at the end of the year. But, yeah, to me, Eagle is going to be one of the best teams in Idaho high school football this year. And Kuna is a program that's just trying to take that next step. They've kind of been in this middle ground area, borderline, will they make the playoffs here at the 5A level? And so obviously there not a lot of people in the state are expecting them to win this game. But how, as the underdog, do you win a game? Just be in it at the end.
Yep.
And make it a rock fight at the end of the game.
Yeah, what that means is that Kuna just has to not necessarily just play harder, but that is one thing they have to do. They have to switch up their play calling, and I know they've gotten a lot of the fullback, running back, quarterback under center type plays, 1 to 2 receivers maybe split out wide from him quite a bit. But you just got to trust your quarterback. Let him make plays out there. Let him throw the ball a little more.
Yeah, and obviously a kid like Jackson Edwards, it's very first varsity experience coming into this season. And their quarterback last year, Lukinge, was one of the better quarterbacks, I would say, in the conference. Managed the game pretty well. But, I mean, you have a guy that's not only a sophomore, but could be sort of the face of the program for the next couple of years.
Yes.
He's got the quarterback body.
Mm-hmm.
He's tall. He's athletic. He has a good arm. But there's some things that obviously you would like to see him develop in, and some of those, I think the biggest thing for him is confidence.
Yes. I mean, and going back to the idea of confidence is if you are in Jackson Edwards' shoes and you're coming into the season and it's only you and a freshman as the quarterbacks and the coaching staff walks up to you and says, hey, you're going to be our starting quarterback this year. As a sophomore, you're not even an upperclassman yet. You're not even approaching the AP classes yet. So it's like being told that it's pretty nerve-wracking. But, Jackson Edwards, for what he's done right now, has been solid. But I think with that confidence boost, I should say, could be something that Kuna really needs and could get him back into this game.
Yeah, and to me, that's going to come with time. It might take a couple games or maybe even a year or so. But once the game slows down for him, I think he's going to be a pretty good quarterback in this league.
So we could be watching out for Kuna in a year or two being a real contender.
So Eagle getting set to kick things away to begin this third quarter. Nick Leha, the senior, has it teed up in between the hash marks, kicking this one away to Keyshawn Kelly and Luke Celto. Crucial that Kuna is beginning the second half with the ball as Celto hauls this one in inside the 15. Breaks one tackle at the 25, brought down at the 27. Here's why we say that. It's critical for Kuna to start this half with the ball. You just go back into your offense. The clock is not a factor here. You can take up as much time as you want, run as much as you want. Get 6 points here.
No, yeah, you have to. You have to establish who you are, and you have to establish at the start of this half that we are not out of this game. We are not going to let Eagle stomp all over us. We are going to drive down the field, and we are going to score. And, heck, that would put him in a touchdown range, and that was, again, your goal.
That's the goal. Be within a touchdown. Twins left as they begin things here. To the ground they go with Latimer, and not a whole lot of room to run straight up the middle. Latimer, no gain on first down.
Kuna defense, again, has been pretty good. Other than that one huge 53-yard run, they've really only allowed like a handful of plays that have been over 10 yards. So the defense has really been doing its part. It's just the offense needs to be just being able to move down the field. And I know the clock's not an issue now, but they need to be able to have some of these bigger plays.
Screen pass is going to be caught by Snar out to the 30 and spun to the ground after a short gain of 3. It's going to bring up a third down. And the last thing you're going to want to do if you're Kuna is come out of the locker room and punt the ball back to this Eagle offense, which has been pretty efficient so far tonight.
Jackson Edwards going back to the huddle with the hopefully successful play right here.
3rd down and 6. A minute gone here in the third quarter. Edwards in the shotgun will throw. Edwards over the middle. Pass caught near the first down. We'll see if he got it. He's close. Deathridge, the tight end, comes up with the catch, and he has just enough for a first down. Kuna moving the chains on 3rd down. That's a throw you love to see from your sophomore quarterback. 3rd and 6, you stand in the pocket, deliver a strike over the middle to your tight end.
Yeah, good throw. Again, you said standing in the pocket, not panicking, sensing that pressure was approaching him, but you know what? He just stayed back, threw a strike.
Be a 1st and 10 now from the 38, back to the split back beef formation now for the Cavemen. And they're going to try one around the edge with Latimer. Latimer has a gain of 10 out towards the first down. He picks up 12, and the Cavemen have another first down.
Similar formation to what we've seen in the past. I mean, like the beef formation, and he really just handed it around instead of going up the middle. Did a little end around, and it worked. I mean, got 10-plus yards, 10 and a half, 11 yards right there. So maybe you run it more to the outside than just up the middle.
Back to the same heavy package here on 1st and 10. They go up the middle, and this is going to be across the 50. As Durazio, the running back that time, gets it up to the 46, and it's just been ground and pound time here for Kuna with one pass completion sprinkled in there.
And the ground and pound attack so far is working, so props to Kuna right there.
Leaves a 2nd and 5 as the first down pickup was 5. And Kuna now operating in Mustang territory. I formation now for Edwards. As they go back to the ground, left side, a lot of room to run. Another Kuna first down to the 39. Latimer on the carry.
This ground and pound, again, as I just said it's starting to work. We got a bunch of first downs just based off the runs right there. So Kuna Cavemen really moving the ball now. This is what we wanted to see out of the first half. This is what we want to see out of the run game.
This is exactly the drive that Kuna needed. As you said there, Zach, it's a 1st and 10 from the 38 now. Split back formations. They're going to try to go around the edge, this time towards the near side, as Latimer picks up another 6-7 yards. And Kuna, the run game, working all kinds of different ways. Up the middle, around the edge. They're doing it all here on this opening drive of the third quarter.
All with one pass play.
Yeah.
Only one.
Yep.
Gain of 7 yards on the play, 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. It leaves a 2nd and short. Kuna's already taken up 8 minutes of clock here to begin the third quarter. I formation. This time it's Edwards straight up the middle. First down, Kuna. The big boys up front, the cavemen, they're getting it done up front.
You could say that they're the stars of this drive right here, really pushing
Without
the
a
defensive
doubt.
line back.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
they are really, really going at it. Opening lanes, giving the runners holes to go into. So you know what? They are really, really, really doing a great job out there.
1st and 10, the ball now at the 25. Kuna has just run it straight down Eagles' throat on this drive. Single back formation, twins right, play action. Edwards trying to find the corner, dumps it out in the flat. A flag is on the play as Deathridge comes up with the catch.
That's
Again, a flag sits in the backfield. It's going to be on Kuna.
That's another name we really haven't called, Deathridge, really. And, like, I remember last year, he was a big part of this Kuna offense. He was very, very valuable. They got the ball to him a lot, and we've only called his name a couple times tonight.
Yeah, had a catch there. It's going to be wiped out, though. I think it's going to be a hold on Kuna, which is going to put a pretty big hurdle in front of what's been a pretty good drive so far for Kuna.
But if you're Kuna, you can't let that discourage you. You can't let that get to you. Just do what you've been doing normally. Keep running the ball. Keep with these short little intermediate passes that have been working for you. Just keep driving the ball down the field.
It'll be a 1st and 20 now from the 35. Edwards in the shotgun. And move it back 5 more. Snar, the false start. And again, it looked to be a promising drive, but they hit the 25 and have gone backwards ever since. Makes it a 1st and 25.
Moving back from the 25 all the way to the 45, and just 2 costly penalties.
6.5 to go, third quarter. Trips out to the right. Edwards, that screen pass went backwards. Kelly caught it, but is going backwards. A loss of 9 on the screen pass. The pass might have been deflected, but Kelly went and caught it. And this drive, which looked so promising to start, has been
in their own territory when you were on the 25 just a matter of minutes ago.
Yep. It's a 2nd and 32 now. Trips left here for Edwards. Edwards slips, but able to keep his feet and moves forward to the 42. Does pick up some yards, but it's going to leave 3rd and Mountain Home to go here for Kuna.
It looked like he got about 6 yards, 7 yards on that.
Yeah, 7 yards, the pickup for Edwards. It's 3rd and 26.
Still a Mountain Home.
Yeah.
Again, the question comes up is, depending on how many yards you get, is it 4-down territory here? It's the start of the half, so I would lean more towards no, but I think the Kuna offense is gonna try and get as much yards as they can.
I think it depends what you do here, as Edwards has a clean pocket, now under pressure, throws on the run, pass incomplete. Brings up a 4th down. And I think the punt unit coming on here for Kuna. Don't blame them, as it's 4th and 26. If you're looking at 4th and less than 8, you might think about going for it, but too much to overcome here. The Kuna head coach, Jeff Shank, deciding to play the field position game.
You hate to see drives end like that. It was so promising for a while, and then the last 5 plays from penalty, backward screen pass, just unfortunate for the Kuna Cavemen.
Crawford back deep to receive for Eagle. He's going to let this one go out of bounds down that far sideline. And a long drive in terms of how much clock Kuna took up. ends with a punt. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. They took up over half of that third quarter on that drive.
And it ultimately led to nothing, which is unfortunate, but I like what Kuna did in terms of chewing up the clock, not letting the Eagle offense get a hold of the ball.
Yep.
But ultimately, again, it didn't lead to anything, and the Eagle offense back with possession.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there, because what I think the game plan now for Kuna is limit how many drives Eagle has left in the game. Because the Eagle offense has been pretty efficient pretty much all night. And they've been the better of the two offenses here tonight. So you want to limit how many more drives the Mustangs have. As Eagles going to start on the ground here, Burnham straight ahead across the 20 to the 21.
But if you're Eagle, on the other hand, you just might be telling your offense, we can just run the ball. We can chew as much clock as we can, because if Kuna's going to chew that much clock and they're not going to do anything in the end, who's to say we can't do the same, but this time we might be able to score.
Pick up a 6 for Burnham on that first down. It's 2nd and 4. As Harson breaks the huddle, 3 receivers will be in the pattern here. Great option. Harson gives to Burnham. Burnham slips out of one tackle. First down and a lot more. Still on his feet to the 45. Spins out of another tackle across the other 45. Down to the 43.
What an incredible run by Burnham right there. Breaking, 4 tackles on that play, spinning out of 1. Wow.
A big-time run for Burnham, and now the Eagle offense on the move now. Ball sitting at the 43. As the Mustangs have a fresh set of downs. Under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Harson looking over to the sideline. The coach had given him, I assume, what would be the play call, but a little confusion there from Harson.
1st and 10. Harson on the keeper, trying to find the edge, can't find it. Instead, just finds a couple black jerseys. Hunter Lowe, along with a teammate, there to make the stop. It's a loss of 2.
You can see he was frustrated. Yeah, he's still frustrated as he's walking towards that sideline, figuring out the next play. Slammed the ball to the ground, threw the ball a little hard towards the ref, and his teammate had to go over and calm him down because of the outcome of that play. Just got to calm down, move on to the next play, read through his progressions, make sure he knows what's going on. And that comes with a first-year quarterback in this system. There's going to be some growing pains. There's going to be some confusion with the plays. So that is expected to be found. But he's all about moving on to the next one.
2nd and 12, pistol set now for Eagle. The fast-moving third quarter approaches the 2-minute mark. Play action, Harson unloads a jump ball near side. Pass is intercepted at the 20. Now they say it's incomplete.
Oh, you can see there are still some Kuna players on the sideline who are holding their hands up like that's not an interception. Did he not come down with the ball?
Blake Smith was in coverage. He thought he came up with that interception. The junior went and won that jump ball. But nevertheless, it's 3rd down, 3rd and 12.
I wish we could get like an instant replay on that one, because from what we saw and what I saw just on the field, that looked like it was going to be an interception. Great range by the cornerback, but unfortunately could not haul it in.
3rd down and 12. Harson in the gun, twins right, single receiver left, he'll throw. Harson scrambles near side. Harson unloads a bomb down the near side. There, it's intercepted. 2 flags sit back at the 50. They're in the Eagle backfield. It may be a choice for the Cavemen to decline a holding and take the interception, or force Eagle to punt. They'll take the interception.
We can't get a good view of it from up here, from up here on the camera, but what happened just on the Kuna sideline is what we call the turnover thrown. Every time the Kuna defense commits a turnover, we see the player who got the turnover sit in the throne, put on a belt, while his teammates and everyone goes around him and like congratulates him, pats the helmet, does whatever. But just a really awesome, fun tradition for any sports organization to have. And gets your team pumped up as well.
Yeah, that could be the turning point Kuna needed. Diego Valencia, the senior, comes up with the interception. 2:16 to go in the third quarter. Kuna will start on the ground. This is going nowhere. Straight up the middle. Latimer lost a yard.
Now what you want to see out of the first play of a drive, which could get you right back in this game off of that huge turnover, but the Kuna offense, again, is going to have to do their part while the Kuna defense just did theirs.
Leaves a 2nd down and 10 for this Kuna offense. They come out in the gun now. Edwards to throw. Edwards in trouble. Escapes the pocket, throws on the run, pass is dropped. That would have been a 1st down and maybe more for the Cavemen, but the pass ends up being dropped.
Once again, there's another instance in tonight's game where the receiver had the ball. He would have caught the ball if he just focused on where he was for a split second more, but instead he started to turn his head to look to see where he wanted to run, ultimately leading toward that fatal drop and a 3rd down and 10. Back on their 9-yard line as well, so they don't have a lot of breathing room.
Kuna picked up a big 3rd down on their last drive. They marched it all the way down to the 25 before inevitably going backwards to midfield and punting. They have a 3rd and 9 here with 1.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Edwards to throw. Edwards under pressure, scrambles around, throws this one down the near sideline, passes deflected and incomplete. He was looking for Kelly. Snedden was in coverage.
Looks like some of the Kuna players, the offensive players, are frustrated that there should have been a flag called on that play, but there wasn't. So you could make the argument that the Eagle defender did not turn his head around in time to bat that pass away, that he was facing the receiver the entire time, but ultimately no flag called. Again, the Kuna offense, just another 3-and-out, lackluster drive, if you will.
Kuna now sends the punt team out onto the field. Ball sitting at their own 9, so they will punt out of their own end zone. Punt is away. Crawford takes it at the 40. Crawford looks for a seam straight up the hash marks, brought down at the 31. And Eagle will march the offense back out onto the field. 1:13 to go here in the third quarter. This game just sort of teetering on what it wants to be. Is this going to be a nail-biter going into the fourth quarter where maybe Kuna gets a touchdown, or is this going to be one of those fourth quarters where Eagle has a commanding lead and just sort of runs down the clock in that final frame?
I couldn't tell you, because we've seen instances where the Kuna Cavemen want to get back in this game, and they've shown that they can get back in this game, but near the end of drives or not even getting the drive started has really hurt them. So we'll have to see.
This drive starts at the 32 to Burnham up the middle across the 30. Picks up about 5, and it'll leave second and 5 as we cross the 1 minute mark in the third quarter.
We could expect Eagle to run the rest of this quarter out because there's only 54 seconds and counting left. So could expect just 2-3 straight runs here for Eagle.
Clock down to 45 seconds as twins right, twins left for Harson on this 2nd and 6. Great option. Harson gives it to Burnham, breaks one tackle, bulldozes his way across the 20. It's an Eagle first down. And the Mustangs are in the red zone once again. 30 seconds left to go in the third.
Clock now moving, 30 seconds left. As Eagle, they don't need to be in any hurry. They can take their time, figure out what plays they're going to do, make sure that the right play is being done. Because we've seen a couple times, again, there's been some confusion with Harson out there, but they're not in any rush. They can take their sweet old time and do whatever they would like, especially here in the red zone.
Crawford, the man in motion, going towards that far side of the field. Harson takes a snap. They throw a screen pass. It's caught by the tight end, Seth Brock, and Seth Brock is into the end zone. A 20-yard touchdown reception for Brock, his second of the night, as time expires in the third quarter.
What a send-off for Eagle in this spot. I mean, going into the fourth quarter, you just don't want to turn the ball over. You could have even kept possession of the ball, but no, you know what? They decided to score a touchdown. Brock's second touchdown of the game, for that matter. So really, really great executed play, and it's one we've seen again and again and again tonight. The tight end screen right up the middle, pulling the defenders out from the middle because you think it's a screen pass to either side of the field. Flip it right to the tight end right up the middle, takes it for 10 yards, and in this scenario, a touchdown.
Extra point is up and good. It makes it 27-6. Now as we head towards the fourth quarter. We'll keep it here as we transition things over to that fourth and final quarter. But Seth Brock now 2 touchdown receptions and a sack. So doing it on both sides of the ball is the senior tight end and defensive end. He's a lot to handle, 6'4", 225.
I think this game is now starting to teeter on the end where Eagle might be starting to run away with this.
It was the drive where the game needed to decide what it wanted to be. That was the drive.
I mean, unless Kuna can get a quick touchdown here with a good PAT and a really quick defensive stop, maybe another turnover, 27-13, Kuna gets the ball back with like 10 minutes left in the game. That game's far from over.
Sure.
But in order for that to happen, Kuna would need to score a quick touchdown, and based on their drives we've seen of this game, that's not really what they do. But now with the fourth quarter and now it being crunch time, you have to start playing that game. You can't take these meticulous little runs that chew the clock and chew so much time of it. You got to move.
Yep, what Kuna needs now is a score and a stop. You need a touchdown and a 3-and-out. And go from there. So this kick is away. Celto is going to bring it out from his own 5. And Celto gets out to the 25. As we are now underway here on the fourth and final quarter. Eagle has looked the part here tonight, leading this one 27-6. The offense has made very few mistakes. The defense has looked up as advertised. Eagles certainly, in their first 2 games, starting to solidify themselves as one of Idaho's top teams.
Most definitely. I mean, we've said it multiple times. Beating Meridian, the state champions this year, going into Cuna's building and putting up 27 points and only allowing 6 so far. They're making a statement to start this high school football season.
1st and 10 for Kuna at the 25. Play action. Edwards coming towards the near side. Under pressure. Passes incomplete as that one sails through the hands of Luke Celto.
But it went into the hands of one of the Kuna head coaches, or the Kuna coaches, I should say, not the head coach.
Leaves a 2nd and 10, 11:47 left in this one. Be a shotgun set here for Edwards. Twins to his left, single out to the right. As Edwards will throw. Edwards across the middle, pass is caught, but maybe losing some yards was Deathridge there, as that pass was just a little in front of him and he falls to the turf at the 34. It would have been a first down had he hit him in stride.
Again, another even though this one's very subtle, another missed opportunity to keep the drive going for sure, because on this 3rd and 1, you don't know if you're going to convert here, especially with how well the Eagle front 4, even front 7 have been playing on these 3rd and 1s, stopping the quarterback sneak, the fullback dive, the halfback dive just up the middle. And we could see one right here.
Split back formation on 3rd and short. To the ground they go. First down, Kuna. Down to the 38.
That time it was successful.
One of the cavemen linemen a little slow to get up. Looks to be okay, though. That's Kyle Miller, the senior offensive lineman. Nevertheless, it's a first down here for Kuna. 11 minutes left to play. Kuna needs points and they need them now.
And with that clock still moving, so they need to be mindful of the clock and not use all their timeouts. They need to try focusing to get out of bounds and hit those sidelines.
Split back formation, and Edwards will throw on first down, throws off his back foot, tried to drop one in the bucket, but it's incomplete. Maddox Bruce was the intended target. Listed as an offensive lineman here on the roster, so I had to double check myself there. But yeah, it was 81 Bruce. Guess that's what you get when you have split back formations and a lot of weight in your packages.
And who knows, with that number 81, could be throwing the defense off on it if he's a tight end or a lineman.
2nd and 10 as they try towards the near side across the 40 is Latimer. And he picks up about 4, and it leaves a 3rd down. 10.5 to go as the clock certainly sitting on the Eagles sideline right now.
The clock is definitely in favor of the Eagle team right now because, again, that clock's moving, and I thought the running back on that last play had gotten out of bounds, but it's clear he did not because we were only approaching 10 minutes left. So this Kuna offense still has to move with a bit of rhythm and a bit of speed here.
3rd down and 5 from the 42. Edwards hands it off. Latimer. Latimer near the first down, lost the ball. The officials say he is down. The Eagle coaching staff on the far sideline not agreeing with the call. James Clough expressing his opinion, but the officials are the only opinion that matters, and it's a 1st down.
Kuna escapes what could have been essentially the dagger right there, because if that's a fumble, it didn't look like anyone was going to stop the Eagle cornerback who would pick that ball up. So if that's a fumble, it's probably looking to be 33-6.
Yep, it's
worse.
It's certainly 6 points the other way. You're absolutely right. 9:35 to go. Kuna still clinging to life here in the first quarter. Movement up front, and a flag and an encroachment call on the Mustangs. So move the ball up 5 yards from Cavemen territory to Mustang territory.
You'll take that any day of the week, any game time whatsoever. You take those free yards. And who knows, that could be really, really helpful right here. Tacking off 5 extra yards that Kuna would have needed to actually earn.
1st and 5. A toss, left side, but wrapped up, going nowhere, is Cameron Hickman. The speed back, 5'10", 160. Kuna tried to get him on the edge, but the Eagle defense was ready for it. Good containment by the Mustangs.
We haven't called his name that much tonight either. Haven't really seen him much on the field. One of the first times we've seen him tonight.
I think his first carry of the night.
Get some speed and electricity out there for Kuna. That's what they need right now with that clock still moving.
2nd and 6, back to the ground. Latimer straight up the middle. 1st down for Kuna across the 40. Clock sitting at 8:35 now, but the Cavemen a 1st down on the move here. You can't score multiple times if you don't score once, so that's kind of the goal here for the Cavemen. I formation, twins right here for Edwards and a flag.
Looking like this might be a false start on Kuna.
And that's exactly what it is. False start. It's going to move the Cavemen back 5 yards. Seems like the mistakes tonight for Kuna have come right when the offense gets in a rhythm.
It was then the first drive of the half where that happened. It's happening now when they're at least getting some good runs going, but they just cannot stay in a consistent rhythm and keep the ball moving. There's always something that hinders them, whether it's the penalties, whether it's the offense just can't move the ball. So Kuna's really got to be able to push the ball past the red zone if they want a chance.
1st and 15 now, fullback dive, picks up 3. And while this drive is all fine and dandy here for Kuna, they're moving the ball fairly effectively. The problem is the clock is now under 8 minutes.
Jackson Edwards heading back to his huddle. At this point, you have 7.5 minutes left and the clock is ticking. I know I'm not a coach and I'm not a football expert in this regard, but I would say just give him some chances to just throw the ball up. Let his receivers try and make the play.
2nd and 12, whistle, and timeout taken by Kuna. So it's 7:16 to go. Kuna will talk things over. When we get a chance, we'll let you know kind of what we have coming up here on IdahoSports.com throughout the weekend. A triple header over at Boise State tomorrow. Kendrick and Oakley getting it started at 3 o'clock. This is the battle in Boise. Triple header over at Boise State. Fruitland and Emmett at 5:30 as well. And then to cap things off, Burley and Valley View at 8 o'clock. Obviously, Burley, Gatlin Bear, the story there is he's one of the, probably the highest rated recruits to ever come out of Idaho, is verbally committed to Boise State, was getting looks from Nebraska, Michigan, TCU, Oregon, and hometown Boise State.
Those are some big name schools right there.
Yes, they are. Hometown Boise State won the Gatlin Bear lottery. 2nd and 12 for Kuna. As they go back to the ground, they work to the near side here and pushed out of bounds. Not a whole lot doing there on the ground for Kuna as Latimer. He's been a busy man tonight. Gets another carry here. Clock moving as they say he was inbound. 7 minutes left to go. It's a 3rd and long for the Cavemen. Under 7 minutes left to play here for Kuna.
You got to be able to get in the red zone within these next couple plays.
Edwards was under pressure. He just had to get rid of it, providing that pressure. Seth Brock, certainly a candidate to be our player of the game here today with 2 touchdown receptions. Broke that one up. A sack as well for Brock. And it's 4th down, and Kuna will send the punt team out onto the field.
You can. I don't know if you heard that up here, Lucas, but you heard one of the Kuna fans say, "Come on, Jackson," as in, come on, the quarterback needs to get going, get his rhythm a little bit. But again, as we've mentioned, sophomore quarterback, first year as a starter on this varsity team. It's going to be growing pains. It's going to be a little rough for him to start.
Crawford will watch this one bounce at the 12 before taking it on a hop. Breaks one tackle as he comes towards the near sideline and is dropped inside the 20 to the 18. So, Eagle now with a 27-6 lead. We'll march the offense back onto the field with 6:13 left to play. And I think there's one goal for this drive for Eagle. It's melt that clock.
Keep the clock rolling. Stay inbounds, run the ball. Don't throw unnecessary passes when you don't have to.
I'd be surprised if they throw it at all on this drive.
We might be seeing a lot of Ramsey out here, so might be seeing a lot of QB draws. And by this point, the Kuna defense should know that he will be running the ball, especially this late in the game. So if you see number 10 out there at the quarterback position, you know what to expect.
That's exactly what you're going to see to start this drive as Ramsey comes out onto the field. He's the quarterback to start this drive.
We honestly might see him for the rest of this game.
Empty set for Ramsey. Shocker, it's a QB draw, and he's going to pick up about 8. I don't think they run another play out of that formation.
You just see that. You see that quarterback in. You see number 10 in there. You see that formation. I just run commit the entire way. Send your safety, send your corners, just send everybody just to stop him.
Still picked up 8 yards, under 6 minutes left to play here tonight. Harson back in at quarterback now.
Ramsey at the tailback position.
Standing to Harson's left, trips out right here for Eagle. Shuffle pass is going to be caught by Hewish, and Hewish has a first down to the 34. Here comes a late flag along the Eagles sideline. It's sitting at the 29. And they're going to pick it up. So flag is picked up. 5:27 to go now in the fourth quarter as Eagle moves the chains on the Hewish reception.
Since it was a shovel pass, technically that still constitutes as a pass, right? So.
Yep.
And they did pass on this drive.
Yeah.
Wasn't a long pass, but it was still a pass.
Right. A pass that's designed to be a run, if you will.
Mm-hmm. A forward toss.
Yeah, there you go. Just over 5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Eagle a comfortable 27-6 lead and with the ball. They go back to the ground. Burnham straight up the middle. Rough go there for Burnham as he lowers his helmet down to the 48. Making Kuna defenders pay for being in his way, and it's another first down.
Not only Burnham, but like Ramsey as well, and like whoever has the ball in his hand, they know how to get that burst of speed as soon as they touch the ball. As soon as they get that ball, they are moving. They don't take time to survey where they're at. They just see a little bit of a gap and they go for it. And they usually get it because they are just running fast, they are moving quickly, and they're hitting those holes really well.
Empty set on 1st and 10 for Harsin as we're under 4.5 to play now. Ramsey, the man in motion, and Harsin's going to keep it up the middle on the fake jet sweep. Harsin's across midfield down to the 47.
Another time where I'm hearing the marching band play little excerpt from the Planets, if you know what that is, but I don't think it's going to do anything as we approach under 4 minutes left in this game and the Eagle offense is still moving the ball.
Yeah, Eagle taking up all kinds of time here with this fourth quarter clock. This drive approaching the 3-minute mark as it stands right now. It's 2nd and 5. Back to the ground with Burnham. Burnham steps out of one tackle, breaks another. And there he goes down the far sideline, trying to turn the corner. Burnham takes it to the end zone. Touchdown, Eagle.
You know, instead of chewing the clock, you find a gap, which this offensive line has been great at doing tonight. You just take it to the house and score another touchdown.
Eagle has now blown it open. It is 33-6. 47 yards for Burnham.
See him dive at the very end of that play just to make sure he got enough. As soon as that ball crosses that plane, no matter what happens after, it's good. And he got at least half his body into that end zone when he dove. So clear, easy touchdown. Looks like there's a flag on the PAT.
Yeah, movement before the snap, and what a run there for Burnham as he broke a couple tackles and then turned on the afterburners.
No one was catching him. It was close, but there were like 2 or 3 Kuna defenders that could have had a chance, but again, Burnham put on the afterburners and was just running fast as he can.
On for the point after is Leha, the kicker here for Eagle. Snap good, hold good, kick is also good. And it is 34-6. And Eagle has taken full control of this game. So 3:29 left to go. Eagle will kick it back to Kuna. And some takeaways now as we play out these last 3 minutes for both schools. For Kuna, I felt like they played better than what this final score is going to indicate, particularly in the first 3 quarters.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh, definitely.
I think Eagle definitely, don't get me wrong, Eagle was the better team here tonight, but to me, this feels more of a 2 or 3 touchdown game rather than a 4 touchdown game.
Again, like the defense had done their part, and you could say that these last couple of touchdowns have been garbage time touchdowns because they're late in the game, they're already losing by quite a bit, and you just allow more points.
Here's Kelly straight up the middle on the return, gets it up to the 30. Here's my takeaway for Eagle. They are good.
They are, yeah.
Eagle is certainly a contender for a state title this year, and might have been a little bit of a hot take for some at the start of the year. Maybe if you said that in June, July, maybe some people look at you funny, but not anymore.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, offensively, defensively, the coaching, special teams, they've all just been on point today.
Yeah, defenses look good. Offense has been efficient. 3:21 to go as Kuna starts this drive from the 30. They go up the middle and pick up 4.
No, you still have a little over 3 minutes left in this game. It's not like you have a minute left and you would just pretty much be chewing the clock out to end the game. You still have at least a decent amount of time, more time than you'd like. Do you think Kuna here tries to make some plays down the field, or do you think they just run the ball out like they've been doing today?
If I'm Kuna, here's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get some confidence instilled into my offense. So I'm going to run this drive as if it's the first drive of the game.
I know that's a great idea, to make sure that you just haven't given up hope, that even though the scoreboard you're down 34-6, you're not going to just go into this locker room and be like, yep, we just played really badly today. Nothing worked for us. Because there were definitely some things that did work for them tonight.
Right. And Latimer, just like there was another thing that worked for him. It's a first down on the halfback toss. 2.5 minutes left to go. Eagle 2.5 minutes rather away from improving to 2-0. Kuna on the verge of falling to 2-1 as they go up the middle and across the 45 down to the 46. And for Eagle, I think 2 impressive wins to start the year here. Obviously, the win over Meridian, impressive. That's pretty self-explanatory. But the win here tonight on the road at Kuna, a program that some thought, hey, this is a year that Kuna might break through this year. And Eagle coming in and making a bit of a statement here on the road. Sometimes these Thursday night games can be tough, especially for a program like Eagle, that used to playing on those Friday nights. As this toss out to the 45, out to the 47. Before he's brought down, that's going to be Latimer once again, leaves the 3rd and short.
Latimer, what we've seen tonight is a lot of tough running, a lot of broken tackles. Like, he will get pitches either up the middle, on the outside. He will get 1 broken tackle, 2 broken tackles, maybe even 3 broken tackles like on this last run. And even though they're only like 5-6 yard gains, they're still really tough, impressive runs. Yeah. That shows he's not willing to go down on first contact, and he's not willing to give up when he first gets hit.
Yeah, certainly been impressed with Latimer as a running back here tonight. He's been busy. He'll be busy all year, I'm sure. They go back to him across the 50. Latimer runs over a defender to the 40. And on 3rd and 3, Latimer picks up 15.
Do I need to even say it? Just another impressive run. This time went for 10-plus yards.
Just repeat what you said after the last play. There you go. Clock under a minute now. Clock moving at 44 seconds. So this, in all likelihood, going to be the last drive of the game here for Kuna.
Might see the last play of the game tonight right here. So as it looks like the sidelines are getting ready to meet in the field, give their handshakes, play their respects.
Back to Latimer here on first down. Picks up 3. Clock down to 17 seconds. So Kuna does not have to run another play if they don't want to. And it looks like that will be it for tonight's game. Your final score here tonight as the clock moves down to 3-2. Game show and award our IdahoSports.com player of the game presented by the Idaho Transportation Department right after this.
Make the memories of this game last a lifetime. By downloading the digital game file of this contest, you can have your own personal copy of this game forever. These make great gifts for the student athletes involved. Just click the Order Now button for more details.
Yeah, I know a little something about myths. Like the myth that speeding isn't dangerous. Oh, and that myth you can tailgate at a safe distance. Stay focused on the road. Be a legend like me. Have you heard the one about
Possibility. There's no better place to be if you're looking for that next. Search careers and training options that work for you, and start a dashboard to keep your plans moving forward, so you can route your path from what if to what is at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Our army of IdahoSports.com action photographers are covering games all over the state. And now we've revamped our galleries to make it even easier to find and order your favorite action shots. Just go to IdahoSports.com and click the Action Photos link in the menu.
Hello?
I was in an accident.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I had my seatbelt on.
Back here for the post-game show on IdahoSports.com. Tonight, our final score from Kuna. Eagle 34 and Kuna 6. It looked like, I said it right after Kuna's, I think it was their second to last touchdown. They had that short field. I told you, this game's going to decide what it wants to be right now.
Mm-hmm.
Eagle went down and scored, and then they added on another long touchdown at the end of the game, and thus we have a lopsided score. That being said, I also said this in the fourth quarter. I thought Kuna played a little bit better than this score might indicate. Again, not saying Eagle wasn't the better team tonight, but to me it feels like Kuna might have deserved a 27-6, something along those lines.
Yeah.
22-6 instead of 34-6. So
yeah, a little bit of a rough outing for Kuna, but again, as you mentioned, I don't think they did not look like a bad enough team to where they would lose by 28 points. Like, the defense looked good except those garbage time touchdowns in the fourth quarter, and then they had the one turnover, as we saw in the turnover thrown down below. The special teams had that one really nice block, so I think they looked good for the most part, but again, later, the Eagle Mustangs really just kept piling it on, scoring more and more, and they just didn't have an answer. That's just what it came down to, and that comes from the result of the Eagle being a better team.
Yep, and to me, I think a big difference in this one and the outcome of this being 34-6 and maybe being a 1 or 2 score game, Eagle had all the explosive plays tonight. We look up and down this scoring summary. Austin Ramsey, 53-yard touchdown. It was 13-6 before he did that. After now it was 20-6. You also have a Seth Brock 20-yard touchdown reception. That made it 27-6. And to cap it all off, you had the Burnham 47-yard touchdown run. So there's 3 touchdowns right there that were 20 or more yards. So not only was Eagle moving the ball pretty efficiently, but they also had the explosive plays, which Kuna did not here tonight.
No, you're definitely right. Kuna's longest play, couldn't tell you the exact number, but it was nowhere near like 53 yards, 47 yards. It might have been like 20 yards, but again, the touchdown was a short touchdown right up the middle, I'm pretty sure by Latimer, so.
Off a short field, too.
Yeah, so the Kuna offense was the big reason why they really were never in this game, but we've said it multiple times tonight, the quarterback, Jackson Edwards, being the sophomore, taking the reins for the first time this year, there are going to be some misconceptions, confusions, some rough times throughout probably this entire season, but hopefully he learns from that and can continue to develop as his high school career goes on.
Yeah, and so Jackson Edwards, a sophomore quarterback, Kuna held to a season low 6 points here today. Again, a very early start to the season, so we say that lightly, but still definitely a season low 6 points. So this is kind of the first bit of adversity that he's sort of faced throughout this year. Kuna next week traveling to Bora, kind of. They play at Donna Larson, but on the road next week for Kuna. Eagle next week, and we haven't talked about Eagle enough here tonight, as Eagle has another tough test next week at home against Rocky Mountain. That game on September 8th next weekend. So Eagle overall very impressive here tonight.
No, very, very, very impressive. Again, a 34-6 win here, letting Eagle get to a 2-0 start to the season. Unfortunately, with the loss, Kuna does fall to 2-1, but again, it's very early in the season, and you still are over 500. You're still in the win column. The winning percentage at being 2-1. So the season is not at all lost for Kuna.
Oh, no, without a doubt. So one thing left to do here tonight to order IdahoSports.com player of the game, presented by the Idaho Transportation Department. Tonight we're going with Seth Brock, the two-way player here for Eagle. 2 touchdown receptions plus a sack, was effective on both sides of the ball tonight.
Oh, he definitely was. Again, those 2 touchdown receptions, again, using a bigger frame because he is a defensive lineman for Eagle when he was playing on defense. So using that big frame to, again, push his way into the end zone and getting the sack early on in the game. And he had one late pressure in the fourth quarter that forced Kuna to, I believe, a 4th down. So really, really great performance from him tonight. All-around great player, and we hope to see him just continue to get better as his senior season eventually will come to an end.
All right, so that'll do it for us here tonight. This has been an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of Treasure Valley Game Night. Coverage on IdahoSports.com. It's presented by Project Filter, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Valley-wide Cooperative, Next Steps Idaho, your local Toyota dealer, and the Idaho Transportation Department. Special thanks to the whole staff here at Kuna for their hospitality and helping getting these games broadcast to you, the viewer. Congrats again to our IdahoSports.com player of the game, presented by the Idaho Transportation Department. And that is Seth Brock. 2 touchdown receptions and a sack tonight for Brock. And thanks to, once again, our final time here signing off here from Kuna. Your final score, once again, Eagle 34, Kuna 6. Tomorrow, much more high school football here on IdahoSports.com. Join us for the Battle of Boise. 3 games on the blue. Cap it all off with, highlighted by a kid who's going to be playing on the blue once he's through his mission, of course, talking about Gatlin Bear. So we'll see you tomorrow night. Signing off for Zach White, my name is Lucas Gephardt. We'll see you tomorrow.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com GameStreams. This broadcast